speaker I have.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wasn't going to say anything, but I don't want to be the odd one out. Around about this time last week, I was down at the Gulf Harbour Ferry Service handing out my own little questionnaire. The ferry service is one of the few genuine public transport options for people on that end of the peninsula. Its improvements have been largely funded by a developer who's looking to sell sections. That's how they've managed to get a few more ferry services put on. At any rate, as I was giving out a questionnaire to each person, I was accosted by a rather ferocious-looking gentleman who made a beeline to me. And it was one of those instances where you can see that there's a bit of antagonism bristling there. And without too much further ado, he launched into the fact that our area was missing out. We didn't get anything from this council, that I was doing nothing, and that we'd be better off if we went in the super city. Now I don't know if that was entirely the consequences of my my performance as a councillor. It may well have been, but
I'll talk to him.
But it's a sentiment that I've heard echoed before. So if this budget goes some way to placating that gentleman and some of his many followers, then I'll be pleased at least. That area, interestingly enough, the Hibiscus and Bays Local Board area, had the highest rate of submissions to the local long-term plan by quite a marked amount. Whether again that's a result of greater political awareness or I don't know, the prospect of engaging in another council consultation process, I'm not sure. But people have taken an interest, they have responded, and they have said fairly unequivocally that they expect equity out of the council as it goes to the ward and their area in particular, and that the issue of growth is addressed. So I in particular will be looking to see in this budget, when the detail comes out, if those issues are in fact followed through in the detail, where are people getting treated fairly, and whether this phenomenal growth that is imposing all manner of demands upon communities is actually going to be addressed in any sustainable fashion. I hope, Mr. Mayor, that people at least acknowledge your attempts to keep rate increases as low as possible and to address the issue of debt. I hope that gets through and is acknowledged, because it deserves to be. As far as the transport package goes, which seems to be the centrepiece of the presentation today, I certainly share the concerns echoed by some of the other people as to really how legitimate the assumptions that have been made about tolling, about the support on the basis of the questionnaire. Now's not the time to go into it, but I think if you're going to make assumptions, they should be founded on fair and transparent polling in terms of vocabulary used, and I think you'll find that there might even be some political scientists who would have some comments to make on our own questionnaire that was put out there. Just finally then, I'm not going to wholeheartedly sign up for the Mutual Admiration Society just at the moment. I think there is a lot more to be looked at, and I'll certainly be looking to address whether the oft-trumpeted notion of livability and affordability is addressed in the detail. And I guess basically, Mr. Mayor, what it will come down to in the end is whether, as a whole, this budget is a genuine blueprint for all our futures for the next 10 years. And I guess we're only going to know that when we see the attachments and we go through the debates next week. So thank you.
Your father shouldn't talk to you like that at the wharf, my friend.
I was going to say.
Well, as a member of the budding Mutual Admiration Society between Councillor Watson and Mayor Brown, John, I'll go and have a word to that guy, all right? Okay, thank you very much. I think by and large everyone that wanted to speak has, and so perhaps the only thing that I'll say is that the proposal has some very consistent themes with the Auckland plan. Just remember the that constant refrain that I reflect back to you as to that unbelievable global city, London, and the reasons for its success being reliability and consistency. And what we're trying to do in these first 2 terms and these early years of this council is keep quite consistent. This is what we agree we're going to do, and then basically deliver it out. And the challenge of actually working out the fairest and equalist way to deliver that out is always ahead of us. But one of the things that I'll be really ramming home, and I know you do with your local MPs, to the government, to the Minister, to the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, because they are the key players in addressing the biggest challenges in our city, is the fact that over the last year we didn't grow by 35,000, we grew by 45,000. 56,000 new migrants came into New Zealand. Now, of course, these are record levels, way bigger than ever before, and so in the end they probably won't be sustainable, but at least 50% of those people came into our city, and with our underlying birth rate of 24,000, we're at 45,000. Now, we either see that as an opportunity and pick up the challenge and actually get about the business of reshaping with pace, and I think we all recognise that around the table, then we're just going to be consigned to doing exactly what Aucklanders have done for the last 170 years, by and large, and that is always chasing our tail or never even trying to address the issue. So I think what most of us recognise here today is that there's no easy options, and in the end, whether it's through our taxes or our rates or our user charges, we're paying. There's no shortcut. Councillor John, the message to that angry person is there's no shortcut and you can't do it with nothing.
I'll get you to tell him that.
I will. I can't wait. He's probably already taken a pound out of my flesh, Councillor John. Okay, so look, this is, as we know, a recommendation to receive the report. It's been moved and seconded. I'll move that. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
It's against. Thank you, councillors. Right, now we go on to the next item, and back